in one of the sockets. She didn't look so goddamn sexy anymore. Not like she had at the Kitty concert where they'd met. Not like she had only moments earlier when enjoying frantic, sweaty sex. He realized that he was still wearing the condom. Gasping in dismay, he yanked it free and threw it into the bushes. Then a hand clamped tightly around his neck. Thick fingers sank into the boy's throat, compressing his windpipe. His feet left the ground as Jason lifted upwards. The boy struggled to twist his head to see the killer, but the grip on his neck was too strong. Jason swung the machete with inhuman force. The blade sank into the boy's right side, just under the ribcage, and went clean through his spine. The lower half of his body, legs still kicking, swung away from the upper half as organs and more fleshy body parts spilled out onto the ground. Jason dropped the lifeless body atop the girls in a sick parody of the position they'd been in when he'd caught them originally. Turning, the masked murderer stared at the lantern lights burning in the distance at the old campground. There were others, but like so many times before, it had ended abruptly. Like so many times before, someone had tricked Jason, been faster than Jason, and he had been killed, and his body sent back to the lake. Like so many times before, the body was never recovered. They'd missed it somehow, even with all their searching, and the ropes that held him were rotting. Animated by the current of the lake, the body of Jason Voorhees continued to turn in lazy circles, each rotation of the corpse causing the ropes to fray a little more. Above, a shadowy figure appeared, its image distorted by the motion of the waves. The surface of the water stirred.
Join Planet Fitness for 1 cent down, $15 a month. No commitment. Deal ends Friday, April 10th.
When every day feels the same, one man wants more.
I need an adventure.
So Ken goes to Expedia, the one place you go to go places.
So if I book my flight now but my stay later...
Book now or add later. You still save.
Thanks, voice in the sky.
The more Ken travels, the more he saves. Bundling flights, stays, and cars.
Good horsey.
He even got this rental with his rewards.
In Ken math, it was free.
Ken, in Italy, they also drive on the right.
Oh, me scoozy.
Expedia, the one place you go to go places.
Enemy in sight.
Chapter 1. Kelly Mills steered her crappy old Honda Civic into the strip mall's parking lot. The car groaned uncomfortably, displeased by Kelly's use of the brake pedal. "Don't die, don't die," Kelly pleaded with the vehicle. Wrenching the wheel, she guided the clunker into a parking space where it lurched to a halt, snapping Kelly's head forward. Something hissed beneath the hood and the car shuddered violently as the engine finally gave up. Still holding the steering wheel, Kelly looked at the recently washed, late-model SUV parked in the space next to her. Her distorted reflection gazed back from the glistening chrome trim running the length of the vehicle. Kelly sighed longingly. The Honda was older than she was. Her mother had squeezed a couple 100,000 miles out of the 1980 Civic before bestowing it upon Kelly. Now it just felt like one more manifestation of the disdain her mother had for her. Maybe the mean old cow was right. Why should someone like Kelly deserve anything nice anyway? Better things to think about, Kelly thought. She checked herself out in the mirror. For a moment, she considered pulling her brown hair into a prim little ponytail. Don't want to look too sexy for church, after all. But then she thought about Father Long. Man of God, he may be, but Kelly had seen the cute little gleam in his eye when he looked her way. Kelly laughed out loud. After the parade of delinquents she dated in high school, what would her mama say if she knew Kelly had her sights set on a preacher man, and one in his 40s at that? She tried to tell herself it wasn't sinful. Then she adjusted her blouse to reveal the tiniest hint of cleavage and got out of the car. The Ministry of the Heavenly Vessel occupied a small storefront in the strip mall, its interior hidden behind flower print curtains. "Only one can mete out judgment," promised a hand-painted sign resting in the windowsill. Hundreds of dead flies littered the sill from end to end, piled a half-inch deep in places. Kelly braced herself and opened the door. A wave of hot air spilled out, thick with the stench of body odor and bad perfume. The church couldn't afford air conditioning, and there were a lot of folks crammed into the small space. A good 35 or 40 God-fearing stink producers of every age, size, and shape. The old people seemed to put off the worst reek, a sour